everyone, and welcome to PhotoPlay's YouTube channel, and welcome back to Tuesdays with Tina. I have a fun card to share with you today. We're making a fun fold, and Maker Series makes it easy. We're going to be making a double Z card. This kit here creates 6, and it's really easy to make a double Z card. And I love the look of it. When the recipient opens, it's not just a typical card. So we're going to be using this on our card today. I'm going to bring in some pattern papers from the Sweet as Honey 2 12x12 collection pack, and also a few stickers. Some of the stickers have are circles, like some hearts, and there's some florals. And I like to doctor up these little circle stickers with some epoxy shapes. So we're going to be using some of these on our card today. So let's start by taking a look at our double Z card. When you open it up, everything is pre-scored for you, and then they're stacked. There are step-by-step instructions with graphics. This actually happens to be an 8-step project, and it's actually really easy to create. So I'm going to take one each of my panels. And before we get started, I'm going to trim down some pattern papers that will lay on both of these. You'll see that each of these have score marks. So I'm going to create pattern paper panel here, 3 times here, and then 3 times here. And all I do is create a panel smaller than the section. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. Now I went ahead and trimmed down my pattern paper so that they're just slightly smaller than each of the sections that are scored. This is just going to make it really easy. Okay, and I did something special with this panel here, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But what we're going to do is go ahead and put these to the side. We'll take this panel, and then all I'm going to do is fold it in like a regular card base, and then this flap here I'm going to fold over. I'm going to use a bone folder to reinforce this score line. I'm going to go on the inside here too. So this is what it looks like this way. So this is a regular card base. We're just going to fold this over. And that's all there is to this one. Okay, I am going to go ahead and decorate this now. I'm going to take my pattern paper, and using my tape runner, we're going to go ahead and adhere this along the inside here, and then this piece here we're going to add on the inside here. Tack that down, and our last piece we're going to tack here. We'll tack this down. Okay, so now we still have that fold, but now this is what it looks like when it's closed, and that one is good to go. With this panel, we're going to do the same thing, but the big panel on this one is to the right. The big panel on this one is to the left. Okay, I'm just going to reinforce these score lines, and that's all there is to this one. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to add my pattern paper to this piece as well. When you fold it like this, this is what it looks like so far. Now, if you want to add another piece of paper here, you very well could. Okay, but I wanted an extra spot to write another message. So what I had did was trim down some pattern paper here to go inside the score marks. And then I trimmed down a piece of paper that was folded in half. You can see here that's the same size. So if I were to layer this on here, it's the same size, but it's... So now we have a flap. Okay, I'm going to adhere this to this flap here. We'll just tack it down, and it's going to cover the entire thing. Okay. I'm going to put this in my paper trimmer and trim about a quarter inch off the bottom, like so. And then this extra piece that we just trimmed off, I'm going to use my glue. I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to place it on the inside. So when you close it, it's continuous. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in a circle punch. I have a 1-inch circle punch, half of a circle here, like so. And this way the recipient knows that this will open up. Okay, and then I'm going to take this that we just created, I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to add some adhesive behind here. And we're going to tack this down to this section. Just like that. So now this one will open up and you have plenty of room to write a message on the inside. Plus it's a nice little surprise. Okay, when it closes flat. Now I'm going to take this, we're going to close it. We're going to take that Z fold and close it. And then I'm going to flip it over. And then on this panel here, I'm going to add adhesive. Okay, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to center it on this panel here. And give that a good press. So now we have this attached, okay? And then I'm going to open this piece up, okay? And then in this section, let me draw a pencil mark. Kind of eyeball it and go, and then I'm going to add adhesive to the right side of this section, okay? That's all there is to this. And then I'm going to close this one over. And then I'm just going to fold this right over the top. And that creates our Z fold. Look at it. So now we're pretty flat still, but when you open it, you have the double Z. How fun is that? And then we also have that extra spot that you can open and write an extra special message. It's just a super fun card. I just love it. I know the recipient will love it too. Now we need to embellish the front of our card and on the inside also. Inside the Sweet as Honey 2, it's actually the reverse side of the honeycomb. I'm going to be using one of the cut-aparts. And I'm just going to trim out this little gnome here. I think he's really cute. And I'm going to trim off the black floral area with my scissors. We're just going to fussy cut this one out. Now I want to add a little softness to this, so I'm bringing in a piece of vellum and I'm going to add some adhesive behind here, and I'm going to create another layer with vellum. So I'm just going to tack it down here and then follow along the curve that we just trimmed away, and then this just adds a lot of softness. I'm going to add a little texture to this by bringing in a couple of eyelets, and then I'm just going to punch a hole on these corners here. And we're going to go ahead and add these eyelets. Now I'm going to bring in some black and white twine, and I'm going to thread some twine through these eyelets that we just created. And then I'm going to tie a bow. Now we have a little bit of texture. I'm going to flip this over. We're going to put foam tape on here, and then I'm going to adhere it to the front of my card. Now I went through my sticker sheet and I picked out some stickers. For my card today, we're going to make a happy birthday card. So I did put foam tape behind this sticker, and we're going to go ahead and layer this on the front. I'm going to layer it right across our gnome here. And then I also have a little sunflower. And we're going to go ahead and add a little sunflower right next to our gnome. And then this is where our epoxy shapes will come in. One of these stickers will fit perfectly over the sunflower, and I just love the way this looks. Just looks like card jewelry. So neat. We'll put a bumblebee right here in the middle, and then I also have a little sunflower that we're going to add. And then I have this little high sticker that we're going to add here. The inside of my card is all done. Didn't take any time at all. When you close it, it looks like this. Not too much bulk. When you open it up, you could even write something here if you wanted, but we have a fun flap to go on the inside. And that finishes my card today. Today we used the PHOTOPLAY Paper Sweet as Honey 2 collection along with the Maker Series Double Z cards. Hope this gives you a little bit of inspiration. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.